Good day, Summers. This is Raabemaster bringing you another League of Legends Procast. This time I'm going to be featuring Unstoppable on Hecarim in the show, which 9 out of 10 scientists are saying will help you relieve undue stress and what has been clinically proven to increase your sexual attractiveness by a whopping 15%. So let's get underway with the champion picks. First on the red team, we're going to have Unstoppable on Hecarim in the jungle, Katarina mid. Gianna is going to be supporting the Misfortune bot lane. It's going to be a Nasus on top lane. And the top lane to oppose the Nasus is going to be Zed. Mid lane will be a Pantheon. We're going to see Dr. Mundo in the jungle for blue team. And Ezreal Lulu bot lane. This is starting 6 minutes in. I've missed a couple things. This is from the spectator mode on the League of Legends client because LOLreplay has been destroyed from the last patch and I've lost everything from it. Hopefully I can salvage something in the future, next few days. I don't know, so I'm going to be trying to give you guys what I can. So it might not be the beginning of the games. We might miss the first blood or first couple of kills, but hopefully I'll still bring you guys good games. But it's going to be a little bit more harder for me to find them, but that's okay because I enjoy doing work for my channel. So let's get underway, shall we? I haven't seen pretty much any of this game, so it's going to be exciting to see how it goes. And we are starting now. Looks like we're going to have a gank top lane against the Nasus. It's going to be Zed and Dr. Mundo. Mundo misses his first cleaver, but however, Zed does get the slow off. Then there's going to be the Wither onto the Mundo. That's such a strong slow. It's like the most powerful slow in the game. I believe it has like up to 90% or something at max rank. Right now it's only up to 47%, but at the end I believe at some rank it gets up to something ridiculous. For all I know, this looks like it's going to be a tower dive. Mundo's going to start tanking the turret. He has his ultimate though, it's okay, and Nasus not going to dive to the ignite of Zed. It's a good kill for them. That's going to reach a 3-0 in favor of blue team. And I like watching Hecarim jungles. I don't know if it's how bad it's been hurt. They changed the jungle again once more to favor single target damage dealers, and that hurts Hecarim. He already had a pretty weak early game in the jungle, and this could only make it worse. Looks like Misfortune's going to get initiated on. Here comes the ult from Pantheon, certainly going to kill her. She tries to flash, but this Pantheon stun into Spear is going to be more than enough to pick her up, and Hecarim's going to go back because he doesn't really want to initiate onto this without his team. Hecarim, one of the most tanky champions in the game. When he pops his W, I see that about a lot. Maybe not as tanky as, say, Mundo or Singed, but when he pops his W in a team fight, he gets so much sustain from it, so much regen. Of course, it's capped versus minions, which hurts his early game a lot, and now AoE is even less important. I can only see him taking more and more damage from the jungle because he's going to be slower and slower, and unfortunately for him. But, of course, they're increasing the gold as well in the jungle, so once again, trading in a weaker early game for an even stronger late game. A bit more of a gamble champion that way, but if he can get some good ganks on, he's going to snowball because Hecarim's a very dangerous snowball jungler. Because if he gets ahead, he can start ganking with his ultimate. He can buy good damage items because he can do a lot of mid-game damage if you get something like a frozen gauntlet, but I mean an iceborne gauntlet and other items like that. Of course, you do want to prioritize defensive items on him due to his role as a tanky initiator. That is his main role in team fights, not really for damage so much. And directed camera liking this bot lane, probably because they think Ezreal's going to die. He's not, however. Top lane got a bit of trading going on. Nasus, I don't know how Nasus is going to fare in this lane. I haven't seen Nasus in a long time. He's not really thought of as a competitive pick, mainly because he needs to farm a lot to be any good. If he gets a lot of farms, the Q just does tons of damage. But of course, he's going to get ganked because he has no escapes besides his ridiculous slow. And this is definitely going to be a dead Nasus up here. One more cleaver from Dr. Mundo should do it. Nope. Instead, Zed is going to flash forward for the kill. Gotta secure those kills. He can burn some of the spell. Definitely worth it. And Hecarim's gonna pop her ultimate onto this Pantheon. He's gonna walk out of that. He's gonna be okay. Not really doing well in that trade, however. Hecarim did do a lot of damage there. Good thing about Pantheon is if Hecarim starts up her ultimate, you just have to wait, use your E, and she's done ulting you for quite a while. So if you're playing as Katarina in this matchup, you've got to save your ultimate until he pops his stun. Once he pops his stun, then you can ulti, but until then, I wouldn't suggest it. And we're gonna fight. Hecarim's gonna find a Mundo in this jungle. I still think Mundo, an excellent early game duelist. I think he's gonna win this fight. No, Hecarim, maybe, I don't know, it's so close. Oh, Mundo ulti almost sustained him enough to survive, and here comes the Nasus, going to keep him alive. Mundo's such a strong early duelist because the less health he has, the more damage he has on his machoism. Let's see what his skill build is right now. As a giant Mundo fan, I do like watching other people play Mundo. Let's see, can I find his skill build? Okay, he's actually maxing Cleaver first. I like maxing Burning Agony into machoism, especially in Season 3. In Season 2, you could have argued Cleaver is better because you're going to be ganking a lot more. I like counter jungling with Mundo in the new season a lot more. It looks like Pantheon is going to go down to the Katarina. Too many stun hops, and she's going to die. That's the problem Pantheon, an extremely strong laner. He's extremely deadly, and it looks like this Zed might die to the Nasus. The slow is gone. Here comes Hecarim. This is definitely going to be a kill for them. Ooh, he tried to juke with the Shadow Clone, but Hecarim's going to pick this up with one more auto attack. Nope, his W is going to get instead. So I was talking about Mundo. I like the machoism first. Burning Agony into machoism because it gives you the most dueling capabilities there is. Upping the cleaver doesn't increase the slow, so I don't really like upgrading it that early. But that is going to be one dead John as Pantheon decides to ult in. Will they be able to pick up the Misfortune? Oh, they're not going to commit to it. I really think Pantheon might have been able to pick up the kill there. I'm missing a couple things trying to talk to you guys, but I'm trying to make this educational and entertaining, so I'm going to try to catch everything, but I also want to get my points across as well. Yeah, so that's what I built on Mundo. You do have a lot more poke potential by upgrading the cleaver. It's going to do a lot more damage. It's going to help you with your single target buff controls. I really don't think Mundo should be trying to take this. Hecarim is here. It's a 3v3 right now. Hecarim, Katarina, and Misfortune against the blue team here. So it's junglers versus mid lanes and bottom lanes. However, here comes Zed and Pantheon. Nasus way too far away. He does have teleport, however. Good move. A lot of Nasuses like to take teleport because it allows them to be farming one time because Nasus needs his farms. It allows them to be farming 1 second, joining a team fight the next. It's kind of like that's why a lot of Singes you'll see will take teleport. They want to be farming, but they also want to be able to join team fights at a moment's notice. Just because farm is so important to them. And I'm still on Mundo. I need to stop being on Mundo. And look at this, the cool teleporting animation. Looks like Nasus is teleporting away. Nope, he cancels his... No, actually, that's recall. Oh, he does a different color of recall for each team. I didn't notice that. And here we got the dive from blue team. Kevin's gonna pop her ulti, getting almost everyone, but she does get knocked up by the Lulu ultimate. Unfortunate for her. And looks like Misfortune might be able to pick up a double kill. Nice Q bouncing from Ezreal to the Lulu. And that's dead Ezreal. 1 kill for the Hecarim. And right now we have Katarina getting destroyed by the Pantheon. She was trying to escape but unable to. There's the Hecarim ult whiffing everyone. That was a bad ult by Hecarim. He did not have vision and proceeded to completely whiff it. However, red team gonna back out of this one. No, here comes Nasus. He might be able to pick up the Pantheon. Will he get the Wither down? No, it doesn't look like he does pop his Ghost. He's gonna make it very easy to catch up. This looks like a dead Pantheon to me. There's the armor shred from him. Here comes the Qs, and here comes the Hecarim. This is definitely a dead Pantheon. He's not able to pick up the Hecarim. Very close. Here comes Zed, though. He's gonna be able to pick up the Hecarim. And now it's a 2v1. What will Nasus be able to do? He's not as farmed as the late game Nasus would be, so he doesn't have the damage on his Q that he needs. I don't think he's gonna be able to kill the Mundo. He won't, and that is going to be a dead Nasus, unfortunately for him. He did burn everything to go in there, and all he ended up doing was he killed the Pantheon, but got him and Hecarim killed. All in all, I think that was a better exchange for blue team, I'm gonna have to say. That was like the longest team fight ever, and I wasn't able to keep track on exactly who died. I think everyone died on red team except for Misfortune, and probably everyone who didn't die on blue team. Zed didn't die and Mundo didn't die. So I'm have to say that went well for the blue team. Probably profited from that the most. Right now 11-6, small gold lead on their favor. Misfortune, oh, she decided to go through the towers and try to farm the creeps. Nice push, nice ult from Janna right there, going to keep her carry alive. That was perfectly timed. However, the flash from Lulu, guys, when you're that close to dying, you just want to walk back. Don't try to recall. It's not worth the time it takes. It's well worth the time it takes to walk back to base, as long as you're not giving up a kill to the opponents. That was a big mistake by Misfortune. She should have just walked back. Did not expect Lulu to flash past the tower for the kill. But that was a good ult by Janna, trying to keep her carry alive. Perfectly timed. If it had been like a second later, Pantheon would have hit Misfortune with a spear and killed her. And Mundo, is he going to die to his buff? The answer to that is yes. Oh, big mistakes being made. And that's going to take a couple tower shots. We're just seeing mistakes everywhere from these teams. I think Hecarim got a solo kill up here too. I was watching the Misfortune. Wasn't exactly paying attention to that. Looks like we got Pantheon wants to gank again. Oh, his spears just do so much damage at this point in the game. And he's going to try to take down this Misfortune health. Misfortune should be going into this. She cannot duel Pantheon at this level at all. And the spear almost going to kill her. The Ignite will finish her off. This Misfortune being far too aggressive against this Pantheon. He's showing her that he can do mad damage. And looks like Nasus taking his tower. I don't know about this one. Well, his tower is already gone, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But he is going to lose his life to Zed. It looks like he pops his ultimate. He might just want to have to turn around and fight this. I don't think there's any other way to get out of here alive. But even fighting it, he's not going to make it. Zed now picking up a lot of kills. The volume might be a bit loud. I might actually turn this down a bit. Yeah. Hopefully that makes it a bit better so you can hear me better. If you're having trouble hearing me at first, I apologize. I have two different volume settings for my LOLreplay spectator modes and for my game when I'm actually playing. So I completely forgot about that at first, and I'm like, this sounds a little loud. Maybe I should turn it down. So I did. That's right, guys. This is an Unstoppable game, playing Hecarim. I do hope you like Unstoppable. I do. It's very exciting to watch. I like watching junglers just in general and watch their play styles because there are so many different ways to play the jungle, and everyone else has their own little unique style to do it. And that's why Stonewall is so popular, just because the jungle is such a hard thing to understand and there's so many different ways to play it. People like to have that kind of guidance in that situation, which is why Stonewall has become such a popular, has gained so much popularity by doing jungle videos. And it looks like we could have a dead Janna here. She's going to throw out a tornado. She's one of the best kiters in the game, so she is going to be a-okay. But it looks like blue team might be looking to do dragon right now. Maybe Hecarim going to initiate onto the Mundo. I think right now at this stage in the game, Mundo has a bit more dueling prowess. However, he does not have a lot into machoism, so his auto attacks aren't doing as much as you probably hope they would. And Mundo going to pop his ult for sustain. Nasus might once again be in a bit of trouble here. He's going to be alright as Zed does not decide to go in on him. When you're playing against Nasus, it's very important to deny him farm and kill him as much as possible. You want your jungler to gank because he has no escapes. He's slow, but he has no escapes. And of course, usually he's a very bad early game champion. So you just want to be killing him as much as possible, as the Zed is doing here, denying him farm, not letting him get that CS up, because every time he Qs a minion, he gets stronger. And to infinite scaling, pretty much. Of course, that's going to take a very long time if he keeps dying in the top lane. Janna, very squishy right now. We're seeing her get chunked down by everything that hits her. Mundo Qs, Pantheon Qs, Ezreal Mystic shots. They're all bringing her down so far. Right now, we got 3 Bloodthirsters in this game. 1 for Zed, 1 for Pantheon, and 1 for Ezreal. That's a lot of Bloodthirsters. And right now we are going to have the initiation from Pantheon. Flash into stun is going to pick up a kill on Janna. Zed in a bit of a bad spot. Nice Hecarim ulti following that up. Unstoppable picking up a kill. But however, it is going to come at the cost of their mid lane. They are now been pushed all the way to their inhibitor. Inhibitor turret, not the inhibitor itself. They are going to push back. There is quite a good turtle team here for red team if they need to do so. But right now, it looks like Mundo is going to be taking a lot of damage. He does get slow. He does not have his ultimate. No, he does now. He pops his ultimate, runs out of there. Here comes Ezreal, the Pantheon also coming in. This is a bad spot for red team. The Misfortune certainly going to get taken down. Nasus, next one to be chased out of the battle. I think he's going to get killed, perhaps. Oh, Hecarim's going to be found by Ezreal. Will he be able to pick up the kill? She's going to jump up back to the ward. Pop her ultimate, almost killing Ezreal. Not quite enough, however. Lulu and Pantheon chasing the Nasus. Oh, he pushed the slow onto the Pantheon, dodges the Q. Remember, Q is not a guaranteed hit when you have picks on them. You need to aim it in the direction they're going, or they need to be standing still. I'm going to decline that right now. And it needs to be aimed in the correct direction that they're going to be going, or you're pretty much just going to whiff it. Or they need to be standing still, of course. I've heard people say it's a guaranteed hit, but it's not, unfortunately, for Lulu players. Fortunate for everyone else who's trying to escape from Lulu players, though. And there's Nasus's Iceborne Gauntlet. Nasus is, it's hard to say for me. I don't know why. It shouldn't be. And this is going to be a free dragon for blue team. Picking that up. Mundo going to be chased quite a bit from this Misfortune. I don't think she'd go on for this as, no, in fact, Lulu and Pantheon are leaving. And she will be fine. Oh, Mundo might be wanting to engage on this. He has a lot of damage from Machoism. Tons of auto attack damage. There's the shield. One last cleaver is going to pick it up. And looks like Mundo not going to escape out of this. So there's no way he's going to get away from the Pantheon in this situation. His ultimate is down. There's the Ezreal ult trying to help. But to no avail. It hits absolutely no one. Ezreal, he might be looking to come in here and pick up a couple kills though. I don't know if he can do it against the Nasus. He might be able to. He's level 11. Nasus is level 11. How much damage does he have on his Q right now? That is 138. Not a lot, considering it's almost 20 minutes into the game. Hecarim being chased away by Zed. I don't know if Hecarim's going to be able to escape. This red buff is applied. Hecarim decides to ult right out of there. Can Zed catch up? He does not have his ultimate. He burned it in his initial... He actually burned it while he was chasing Hecarim already, so... He's not going to have that up. He's also not going to find Hecarim, who smartly decides to run back home instead of recalling. He's going to be like, well, there's no one here for me to kill. I'm just going to take a turret shot for my troubles. And he's going to just actually farm this minion wave. Probably a bit of a dangerous situation, but he knows that there's a lot of red team members on the bottom side of the map, so he probably feels safe doing this. Right now, Ezreal being slowed by the Janna. Misfortune, you got to come help your Janna. She's not. Lulu going to die to the Hecarim mid lane. Big mistake from her. And Zed... He's going to be camping out in these bushes. If he finds the Katarina, he could possibly kill her. Right now, Katarina has quite a bit of magic pen. Not a lot of damage on top of that, though. Misfortune, you probably shouldn't be doing this Pantheon. You should probably just leave Janna for dead. I don't know if she's going to be able to survive this. There's one dead Janna, and here comes the Ezreal ulti. Does not actually hit. And here comes teleport from the Nasus. Will he be able to turn things around? And the Katarina is turned into a 3v2 very suddenly from a 1v3. In fact, here comes Zed as well for the blue team. Ezreal's going to have to flash out of that one using his escape. And Zed now in an interesting position. Will he be able to pick up a kill, or will he just die to all of red team, which is diverged on this location? All except for, of course, Janna, who is dead. And this looks like a very dead Zed. No, Misfortune coming back in the fight, going to get ulted and killed by Zed. Big mistake from Misfortune. She should not have come back in there, or at least should not have come within vision range of Zed. And red team is going to pick up the kill onto the Ezreal. In fact, I did not think they'd actually be able to get to that. I was pretty sure Ezreal would have been able to get out of there just fine. Turns out he did get killed. Some nice kills for red team. They really needed that. However, they're going to lose a turret for this. There's really nothing Janna can do about that, as the turret's going to probably go down anyways. Nasus just wants to farm. I mean, what else do you want to do with Nasus? He just wants to farm. The mean Lulu's not letting him farm. And so Hecarim's going to come in, give his buddy a hand, and kill this Lulu for great justice. Even getting a Q kill. All right, that's another 3 damage for Nasus. They're like, we want to kill this Mundo, but he's so tanky in the top lane. And he is. What items does he have? He already has a Warmog's finish and a Spirit Visage. Katarina's not going to be doing much to him right now. That's a Spirit Visage buff really helping it make a viable purchase on Mundo. In Season 2, you could almost say that buying Warmogs was more efficient than buying Spirit Visage. Of course, if you're jungling Mundo, you don't have that much money, so buying a Spirit Visage could have been a much more cost-effective option, especially since it gave cooldown reduction for your cleavers. Because you need to land those cleavers to gank. If you do land the cleavers and you get on top of them, you're going to be doing a ridiculous amount of early game damage to people. But sometimes you miss your cleavers, and having cooldown reduction helps with that. Here we're going to see Mundo do a ridiculous amount of damage to people, and not really. He's actually getting kited. That's the problem with Mundo. He does get kited if he's not able to land his cleavers, but right now he is able to land his cleavers quite effectively. He just lands every single one. However, now they're being outnumbered 4-2, and this looks like a dead Mundo if I've ever seen one, and he is going to go down to the Katarina. And here comes the Nasus too. He leaps to the Nasus trying to gain some distance. However, he's not going to matter as he's going to be taken down by all of red team. However, now we've got a bad problem. Zed decided to join this fight a little late. He's going to ult onto the Janna, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to pick up the kill, unfortunately. Actually, he ulted onto the Katarina. He attacked the Janna a few times. Maybe if he had attacked, I think that might have been his Q or his W hitting the Janna. I'm not exactly sure, but this is going to give red team a free Baron, pretty much bringing this game back to equal standings. And remember, if both teams are equal, I'm going to have to give the edge to red team because they have the great initiation from Hecarim, an extremely tanky beast late game. Katarina, if she could get in there, how many stuns do they have to stop Katarina? The only way they can stop Katarina is Lulu and Pantheon stun. That's the only ways to stop the Katarina ultimate. So either Lulu's going to have to land a great ultimate or turn her into a squirrel, or Pantheon's going to have to click her stun on to Katarina. So they're going to have to save some form of CC for that Katarina come late game. And of course they've got a Nasus, one of the best scaling champions in the game. If you give him infinite amount of farm, he's going to be pretty much just destroying everyone with his Q. So the later this game goes, the more threatening red team gets. Of course, blue team does have some decent champions for late game. They do have a Lulu, very good at keeping people alive. They do have a Mundo, extremely tanky late game, an incredibly hard champion to kill. But I really think that the damage that Misfortune is going to be putting out late game is going to be better than the Ezreal's damage. She just needs to not get caught out, and she needs to have good positioning. That's really going to make or break the team fights for a red team late game. Or, of course, blue team, they have taken a lot of turrets. Turret count right now 5-2 in favor of blue team. However, red team looking to even that up a little bit. Gold right now barely in favor of blue team. Could go either way, however. Taking that turret brought it right into red team's favor as I say that. And Zed trying to get some damage down. Doesn't get anything. And right now it looks like they're just going to be scattering about. Red team could be looking to Dragon. It's not there, however. And taunt spamming coming out from Ezreal. That does actually look pretty cool, not going to lie. And it looks like they are preparing to gank red team here. Maybe if they're going for the invade, it's pretty much a 5v5 if they end up team fighting right now. Dragon just respawned. They can go get that. Blue team knows this as well. I believe they know this as well. And here's some support battle. Battle of the supports. No, Katarina's going to intervene and probably kill this Lulu. She does turn him into a squirrel. But Katarina's still going to get the... Janna actually going to pick up the kill on that one. Yes, Squirrel does stop the Katarina ulti since it is a silence as well as a polymorph. All polymorphs are silence, although there's only one polymorph, so of course it's silence as well. And it looks like there's going to be a free dragon for red team. Now it's a 4v5. They might be able to take another tower as well. Even initiate under the tower. They might. Oh, this could be a bad team fight for them if they decide to initiate. Hecarim took a lot of damage there. Almost down to half health. Hecarim's going to get right on in there. Jump back out of there. And Ezreal is going to hit a couple squishy targets for red team. Nasus does not have the tankiness yet that he would like. He does have a ton of armor. 217 Pantheon. Are you building your Black Cleaver and Last Whisper? You do not have your Black Cleaver yet you do have the Last Whisper. That's very good for you. You could use a Black Cleaver though, because that's a lot of armor on that Nasus. It's going to be incredibly difficult to kill, even with a Last Whisper. And that is Black Cleaver on Zed, however. Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, 2 items that go hand in hand on AD bruisers and casters and assassins these days. Even on AD carriers, I've seen them go together with great efficiency. And right now we're just going to have a little bit of pushing. Teams are kind of separating out. I really think this is a mistake from blue team. They don't want to engage now, of course, because red team has the Baron buff. They are extremely dangerous with that Baron buff, as it's going to keep their tanks more survivable, their carries more damaging, so they don't want to engage in the team fight now. I understand that. But once this Baron buff goes away, they need to engage as soon as possible. They don't want to wait this one out till late game. Because even with the armor pen changes, Pantheon still has not a very good late game. His late game, it's still all burst damage with almost no tankiness. He is building, it looks like he might be building a Warmog, so it's going to help him in tankiness, but that's not going to help his burst damage. He needs to go one way or the other. Building both really makes him suffer in the late game. Because late game, you're either going to be a damage-soaked Pantheon, or you're going to be tons of damage Pantheon. If you try to build both, you're going to suffer in both categories come late game. And that's really why... That's why Pantheon had a terrible late game in Season 2. It's quite a bit better with the armor penetration changes now in Season 3. But still definitely not the best you could ask for. And looks like we might be seeing a fight engaged here soon. I see Stavic Shiv procs and they are coming from the Ezreal item that like every AD carry is picking up now. I still like to pick up Fan Dancer every now and then. Moving through units, very helpful, especially when you actually get creep blocked. That's very frustrating. But we are seeing the Iceborne Gauntlet. It now has a circle around it to show you whose Iceborne Gauntlet it is. That's how popular it is. They need that to help. NASA's popping his ultimate. That means he's not going to be as strong if the next team fight comes within the next 100 seconds. His Q, let's see how much damage he has on it. 195. He hasn't been farming this like at all in the last 10 minutes. He needs to get more farm on that. This might be actually an incorrect number. I think it's right, but it could be wrong. I don't know exactly how much damage he's doing. Assuming spectator mode is correct, he's doing just an extra 195 damage on his Q, which at this stage of the game, I don't know if it's going to cut it or not. We'll have to wait and see. He does pop down his armor shred. Hecarim getting tossed around a little bit by some poke. Hecarim's like, hey, can someone come over here so I can shumpo to you and not get killed by a Pantheon? Come on, Hecarim. Hecarim, be a bro. No, actually, looks like she's going to run back. And she does shumpo onto the Pantheon. He stuns her. She might pop her ultimate right here. No, looks like she's just going to keep hitting the Pantheon. 2 people down here. Blue team might get initiated on right here, actually. Hecarim, this would be a good time to initiate. No, instead he's going to go for the Pantheon, who fails his flash. Will he be able to kill the Katarina? No. Instead, here comes Mundo and Zed. They smell the almost dead Katarina, and they want her. Where's the rest of red team? Nasus extremely low. Misfortune also quite low, trying to catch up. However, Hecarim's here to do enough damage. Katarina is going to get shut down by the Zed, and then Zed is going to get finished off by the Misfortune. Now, I think this is a good team fight in favor of red team. Janna extremely low. Nasus also low, but good Misfortune ult. He's going to do a lot of damage to Lulu and Ezreal. Oh, Janna almost dying. I don't think that this Hecarim can initiate by himself anymore. And all in all, that was a good team fight in favor of red team. They picked up a few nice kills there, or a couple kills, and only at the cost of Katarina's life. So they did end up keeping their gold lead. Yay for red team, although I'm completely unbiased since the only person I know about who's on this team is Unstoppable. Luckily, I can find pro players in the spectate function. Unfortunately, it's not ideal because the games never start at the beginning, which is when I like to start my game so I can get any channel updates to you guys, so I can go over the picks in depth if I feel like I want to. And I'd like to do that, and unfortunately starting at 6 minutes in makes that very difficult, and we missed some early action, such as invades, which are always exciting to watch. And right now we got Black Cleaver Fever only on 1 champion. I'm a little sad. I like to see as many Black Cleavers as possible because, you know, they just made the game so much more exciting and balanced. Am I right? Yeah, I'm not going to take a stance on whether it's balanced or not. I like to let Riot make the decisions about what's balanced or not. I just bring you guys what happens as it happens. And looks like we're going to have a bit of pushing here from blue team. Now that Baron buff is certainly worn off. In fact, Baron has respawned right now. Looks like we might have some Baron dancing going on real soon. And I'd like to let you guys know this game's going to be going on for a while already. I'm recording this as the game is going. The game is actually happening right now. I'm not at real time, or spectator mode real time would be 3 minutes behind the actual time. But this game is still being recorded. So we know it's going to be a good long one. Nice show of Unstoppable's talent. Hopefully he's 8, 2, and 7. He's doing his job as Hecarim correctly, buying defensive items and snowballing. Pretty much all you need on Hecarim is a good Sheen proccing item for the mid game. He has decided to go straight tank, which of course is a good option for him. And here's the team fight around Baron. We had Nasus teleport in. There's the Hecarim initiation. It might have been a little too late. No, red team's going to pick up a nice fight here. Katarina, an uninterrupted ulti, and Zed going right back in here. He wants to get the kill on Katarina. She's going to get a reset. Pop down for a triple kill. Will she get the quadra kill? The answer is no. Nasus is going to take the kill. Pantheon wants this Katarina. He's going to get her. But at what cost? There's an ace for red team. I don't know if they can take this Baron. Oh yes, Nasus is quite healthy. He's gonna have to make sure Hecarim's not taking aggro, however. That was a nice team fight by red team. Blue team starting Baron perhaps a bit too early for their own good. Ended up allowing red team to initiate onto them, which was a huge mistake because red team has extremely powerful initiation. First came the Hecarim ult, scattered everyone, allowed Katarina to jump into a disorganized team, press the R button, and pick up so many kills by throw resets. Very good play by red team, and looks like more fortunes like tower. I don't care. I'm just going to tank it and do tons of damage. Of course, remember, if you don't have minions at the tower, then you are doing less damage to the tower, as it does have a nice armor buff. 230 armor and magic resist right now, because when there are minions near it, it does significantly reduce that armor value. But when your minions aren't near it, it's going to have a lot more armor. That's pretty much backdoor protection to stop people from backdooring your turrets late game. Not that it works against Master Yi, but it's meant to work against less ridiculous heroes than him. And of course, we are going to have just continuous farming. Red team has pulled up a nice advantage right now. Good for them. Right now, they're Nasus. Let's see how much damage he has on his Q. I want to know, is it the correct amount too? Oh, look at that Hecarim. Boots of a home guard. And what are his boots right now? Actually, we are seeing boots of armor, ninja tabby. He's going to be putting the home guard attachment on those. It's a very good upgrade. I've been seeing it a lot from play. I personally have upgraded my boots to the enchantment level like 2 times in Season 3. Because I don't normally play jungler a lot. And normally I'm like, I just want to buy more items. I don't want to upgrade my boots. I just want to buy more items, guys. I like damages and defenses. But lots of people like the enchantments. I'm not really big on when you should get the enchantments or not. But it looks like only a couple people have gone for enchantments so far this game. They're a good late game upgrade to your boots, of course. Looks like Nasus, you decide to go into a bad spot. Some of his team is here to back him up, but I really don't think they should be fighting this right now. Misfortune gets a good ulti, but there's just so much armor onto their team. And looks like they're just going to run away, be able to disengage surprisingly. However, blue team might be in a bad spot to get initiated on by Hecarim coming from behind. Will he pop his ultimate and get a bunch of people? The answer to that is yes. He gets about 3 people with his ultimate. The fear going down. Katarina needs to get closer in to pop her abilities. Will she be able to? No. Looks like they're just going to sell for the Pantheon. Janna might be going down here. Pantheon getting killed by the Hecarim. And Hecarim's still going hard onto this one. Mundo, he's tanky as hell, but he's still not going to be able to survive as he is cut off from all of his damage on the team. And that is going to be a nice team fight win from red team. Blue team definitely overextending, not having the ward coverage they needed, allowed Hecarim to get right into the middle of their team and get a great initiation. Unstoppable, really playing the map control essence of this game to its greatest extent, getting those initiations down that he needs to. And he's going for straight resistances. He doesn't care about having damage. So late game, Hecarim is pretty much a tanky initiator. He's not going to have that much damage. Even if you build him those Sheen items like Iceborne Gauntlet and Trinity Force. Trinity Force are a really popular item on Hecarim in Season 2. I really liked it on Hecarim. But when you get into late game like right now, you're still not going to be doing a lot of damage because you're not building for the damage. It helps you a lot early mid game, but it's not going to give you a lot late game. So he's decided to prioritize defensive building, mainly in armor, because we have a Black Cleaver and a Last Whisper on the other team. Looks like Zed wanting to pick up a Last Whisper as well. And that's going to really help their armor pen chances. Unfortunately, they've got to deal with this Nasus right now, who I still have not checked out his Q damage. Where are you, Nasus? What button must I press to see you? I think it's R. It is. Right now, rocking 219 physical damage on his Q. He was being killed a lot in lane, so I will give him that. I don't expect him to have amazing 400 damage Nasus Q at this point. that's amazing or not. I like to have around 300 by about, at least 300 by about this time in the game would be nice. But unfortunately for Nasus, he did have not a good laning experience. When you're playing Nasus, you're heavily dependent on your laning experience, like more so than even ranged carries, because all your farm is based on your Q cooldown, and at lower levels it's actually a decent cooldown, so you can't farm it as much as you'd like until it's like level 4 or 5, or you get some cooldown reduction items. And just he did not have the opportunity to farm it as much as he wanted to. And remember, whenever you're dead as Nasus, you're not farming your Q, and he has died 5 times, so that's 5 times of death clock that he has not been farming his Q. And whenever you're team fighting as Nasus, you're also not getting stronger. It's like we've got Hecarim farming and pushing the turret. He's tanking turret aggro, but it's not doing any damage because he has like 242 armor. I believe he has more than that, but Black Cleaver was reducing it. He has 313. When they say armor is less effective by Black Cleaver, they secretly mean just build more armor so that turrets don't do anything to you. The Thornmail, we obviously see it proccing right there. And right now we've just got the late game from Red Team, from Unstoppable's team, really showing us how strong it's going to be. Because Misfortune late game is going to be doing a lot more damage than the Ezreal. He's got his mobility, he's got his Mystic Shot, and that's very good for Ezreal. He's still a very strong late game champion, but as terms of pure raw damage, Misfortune has the edge over him for sure, thanks to her impure shots, her double up, all going to give a lot more damage. And that ult from Ezreal might pick him up a little bit of farm up here. Not exactly sure. Here comes Hecarim for the initiation onto the blue team. However, is his team backing him up? The Nasus is at least. Here comes Katarina and the Misfortune. Katarina popping her ulti, not getting interrupted by anyone. It's hard to click on her under a Nasus and a Hecarim. And this looks like it's going to be a wipe for Red Team. Pantheon trying to get this Misfortune. Try as he might. He's not going to get. Oh, he does not. The lifesteal from Misfortune, just barely enough to keep her alive through the Pantheon Spear, and this Manu is going to go down. No, they're going to surrender right before the Nexus goes down. Don't do this, guys. Come on. Double explosion. You've got to time those surrenders for the double explosion. I expect that from your guys' games in the future. If you're going to surrender and they're going to obviously win, just wait for the double explosion. It's so much cooler. But that has been a Procast of Unstoppable. I wouldn't expect any more Unstoppable games, since I randomly happened to run across this one. Maybe, maybe not. If LOLreplay fixes itself, you can expect more Afro-Moo games. Maybe I'll find more Unstoppable games. But right now, games before today aren't working for me. So we'll have to see how that bids for my channel in short term for the videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm incredibly thirsty right now, so I'm going to go get a beverage. Don't forget to keep checking back for more content. Subscribe, throw me a thumbs up, and the RP contest still going till Saturday. Probably Saturday morning I'll do something about that. I'll make a video or something. I'll make a video announcing the winners. Send you guys a message. I'll send a message to the winners. You guys have to respond a certain time frame. I'll explain all of that very soon on the winning video, but I'll keep you guys updated. Don't forget, this is your best stop for League of Legends commentary, news, and patch reviews. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.